Hello everyone, how are you all? Children, as you all know, your exams are about to start. There's hardly a week or two left for your exams. This time, for the classes 6th to 9th, the exams will be conducted in the school premise. And when you'll be coming to appear in your exams, you'll be required to follow the protocols. That is a mask. Wearing of mask is a must. You must carry a hand sanitizer with you and a water bottle, which you will be allowed to take inside the examination hall. Okay, so these three precautions you'll have to follow every time when you come to school to give your exams. Okay, and there's hardly any time left, so it's better that you start preparing for your exams. It's high time that you start preparing, or should I say start revising for your exams. Okay, and your syllabus has already been given to you, so you are all aware of what all is coming in each subject. Okay, so start preparing accordingly. Keep in mind the assignments will continue till the end of till the end of February. So you have to complete your assignments also, as well as you have to prepare for your exams. So it is up to you how you divide your study time, how much time are you going to devote to your completion of assignments, and how much time will you devote to preparing for your exams. Okay, so do that, and read chapters of all the subjects. Whichever chapter is coming in your exam in any subject, you have to read them, because from within the chapters also questions will be coming. Okay, and when it comes to maths, you have to be very you have to practice maths regularly, daily, because maths is all about practice. You can't do maths orally. Something you can do, some maths part you can do orally, but maths is more about written practice. And when it comes to grammar, so is the case with your English grammar and your Hindi grammar. Okay, so the topics which will come in your grammar are already there in the syllabus. So when you are preparing for those topics, try to do exercises, try to take help from other grammar books also, because most of the grammar books have got the same contents which are coming in the exam. So the more practice you will have of each topic, the better you will perform in the exam. Okay, so let's come back to today's video. Today we'll be doing the revision of letter writing. Okay, so we'll compare the format of formal letter and informal letter. Okay, and then you'll be given few letters to practice on your own. Let us now see how is the format of a formal letter different from an informal letter. Remember, formal letter is written for official purposes. Okay, it can be for inquiries, it can be for a complaint or for a suggestion. Okay, whereas an informal letter is written to loved ones like your friend, your fast friend, or a pen friend, or a relative of yours. Okay, so both letters have different formats. Now what is that format? Let us see. When we'll be writing the formal letter, the first thing the letter will begin with is your address. Your address means you are the person who is sending that letter, so it will be your address. So the formal letter begins with the sender's address. Okay, same thing is followed in informal letter also. The informal letter also begins with your address. In other words, in informal letter also, the first thing that you will write is your address. Okay, so formal letter and informal letter both will begin with the sender's address. Both will begin with the address of the person who is writing that letter. Okay, now after sender's address comes the date. In formal letter, after sender's address, we mention the date on which the letter is written. And the same thing is done when informal letter is written. Okay. So when you are writing a formal letter, sender's address will come first, followed by date. And when you are writing an informal letter, the same thing is done. Sender's address is written first, it is followed by the date. Okay. Now comes the third thing that is done in formal letter. When you are writing a formal letter, after mentioning your address and the date on which you are writing the letter, next you write is the receiver's address. Receiver's address. Receiver's address means the person who is going to read that letter once it is delivered. Okay, the person to whom you have written the letter is the receiver of the letter. So in formal letter, first sender's address followed by date, and then after the date you will be mentioning the receiver's address, that is the person to whom you are writing the letter. This thing is not done in informal letter. In informal letter, you do not write the receiver's address. Okay. Now, the fourth thing. The fourth thing that you follow in a formal letter is writing the subject. Subject means you are informing the person the purpose of writing that letter. What is the purpose? What is the complaint? Or what is the inquiry? Or what is the suggestion that you are going to write about in the letter? So that comes in the subject, or you can say topic. Okay. Again, this thing is not done in informal letter. Okay. Sender's address is common in both the letters. Date is also common in both the letters. But receiver's address and subject is written in formal letter, not in informal letter. We do not have any such thing here. Okay, we do not write receiver's address, neither do we write the subject. Okay. Okay, then comes the part of salutation. After writing the subject, we use the salutation. We do the salutation. We write the salutation in formal letter as well as in informal letter. In informal letter also, salutation is written. Okay. How it is different now? What is the difference? The difference is the choice of words. What do we write here in salutation? When you are writing a formal letter, your salutation will be dear sir or ma'am, because it is an official letter. Okay, because it is an official letter, the salutation that you will use is dear sir or ma'am. Okay, if you are sure that the person to whom you are writing is a male, is a boy, then you can write dear sir. And if you are sure that that person is a female, you can write dear ma'am. But if you are unsure of whether the person to whom you are writing a letter is a boy or a girl, is a male or a female, then you can use both these options. Okay, so dear sir or ma'am. But when it comes to informal letter, because informal letter is written to your loved ones, you can straight away take the name of your loved one or of your friend. Okay, so here your salutation can be like dear and then the name of your friend, or it can be dear, or you can also start like my dear, or then the name of the person. It can be your friend also, it can be your cousin also, and you can even write uncle or aunt or grandfather or grandmother. Okay, or if you are an aunt of somebody, you can write my dear nephew or my dear niece or my dear grandson, whatever be the situation given in the letter. Okay, so in the formal part, the salutation includes dear sir or ma'am. We use dear sir or ma'am for addressing the person. Salutation means how are you going to address that person. Whereas in informal letter, you can write dear and then the name of your the person, or my dear, and you can mention the name of the person or the relation that you have with that person. How is that person related to you? Is it a friend? Is it a cousin? Is it a brother or a sister? or a nephew or a grandfather to whom you're writing the letter. Okay. One thing you must remember, when you are writing to someone who is older in age, elder to you, then I would suggest that you do not write the name. Like, you cannot, if you are writing a letter to your grandfather, don't write my dear grandfather and then the name of your grandfather. That's inappropriate, because we generally are, we have been taught from the very beginning that we should not take the name of our elders. So that you can avoid, that you should avoid, in fact. So when you are writing a salutation, you are addressing the person, you keep in mind the age of the person also, and the relation also, how much age difference is there between you and that person. Okay, so depending on that, you can either write their name, or you can just mention the relation, that what is that person in relation to. Okay, after salutation, in both the form of letter comes the, you can say, body of letter, which is also called content of letter. Formal letter as well as informal letter both have got the body of letter. Body of letter is that part where you actually start writing the complete thing. Okay, when it is formal letter or whether it is informal letter, remember, you must divide your body of content into small paragraphs. Okay, so in both the cases, when you are writing the body of letter, always begin with the opening lines. Okay, now in informal letter, when you are in the formal letter, when you are writing the opening lines of the letter, in opening lines you will mention your name, where you live, and what are you writing about. Okay, that will be the opening line. That means 2 or 3 lines in the formal part. Okay, then it will be followed by a more detailed information related to the topic, and then the closing line. In the closing line, you will be mentioning what response is expected from the person to whom you are writing the letter. So in the body of letter, divide your body of letter into 2 or 3 paragraphs. Opening line should be there, wherein you will be introducing yourself as well as the purpose of writing the letter. Then the middle paragraph, wherein you will be giving a detailed information regarding the subject, and then the closing line, wherein you will be writing few lines about what is being expected from the person to whom you are writing the letter. Now when it comes to informal letter, when you are writing the body of letter, same thing. Opening line will include sentences like I hope you are hale and hearty. Now H-A-L-E, hale, not H-A-I-L, hale. Okay, so when you'll be mentioning when you'll be using words which are homophones, which have a similar sounding word, then you must keep in mind the spellings. Okay, because H-A-L-E is also hale and H-A-I-L is also hale. Only difference is in their meaning. So pronunciation part, hearing part is the same, but when it comes to the meaning, H-A-L-E, hale, is healthy and a strong, a fit person who has no health issues, and H-A-I-L, hale, are the frozen ice drops which falls, which is called, what do you call it in Hindi? Ole. Okay, so the body letter will, in the informal letter, when you'll be doing the opening lines, it will be I hope this letter finds you hale and hearty, or too long has it has been too long since we have last had a meeting or a talk. So words like that, sentences like that will come in the opening lines of informal letter. Then you will begin with whatever the topic is given, whatever topic you want to write about in the informal letter, and the closing line will be like hope to meeting you soon and convey my regards to the loved ones and to your mother and father, things like that. Okay, so both the letters will have salutation and then the body of letter, which again in both cases you have to divide into 2 to 3 paragraphs. Make sure that each paragraph is not very long. Okay, and the words that you use in letters should be such that the person to whom you're writing is able to understand it very easily. Okay, so after the body of letter will come the closing, or you can say the subscription part. in both the class, in both the letters, the last thing that you write is the subscription. Subscription is how are you going to close the letter. That is, what are you going to write last, in the last. When it comes to the formal letter, in subscription you write yours faithfully. Okay, and then you write your name, and then you put your signature with your date, with the date. Okay, so in the subscription part, in the formal letter, you will use yours faithfully. You cannot write yours lovingly, because it is a formal letter. You are writing to an authority, to a person who is holding a position in some organization. So you can't use the word lovingly. Okay, so the only thing that you can write is yours faithfully or yours sincerely, but preferably yours faithfully. Okay, so yours faithfully, then it will be written with your name, and your name has to be full. Your name, that means the first name, and then your first name, and then your complete, then your second name, that is a surname, first name and the last name. Okay, so yours faithfully followed by your complete name, wherein you will be mentioning your name as well as your surname, and then below that you will write, you will put your signature, and you will mention the date also. Okay, but when it comes to the informal letter, when you are writing the subscription, in the subscription part you have got more choices. Like you can write your loving brother or sister or niece or nephew or uncle or aunt, whatever you are in relation to that person. Okay, so this is one option that you can write. You can also write yours lovingly or yours affectionately. Okay, so one thing you must keep in mind, when you are writing your loving, then you will write your name after that. Okay, your loving Radha, or your loving sister, or your loving niece. Okay, so you can use your name also, and you can use your relation with that person also. Okay, how are you related with that person? So your loving Radha, your loving daughter, your loving son, your loving niece, your loving nephew, your loving aunt or uncle, whatever you want to use. So your loving, and then that is to be followed. But when you will be mentioning one of these two, yours lovingly and yours affectionately, after this you will not write anything. You will straight away come to the next line, wherein you will be writing your name or just putting a signature. Okay, for example, yours lovingly, on top you will write yours lovingly, and then you will put a signature, or you will write yours lovingly, and downwards you will write Radha. Okay, so that is the difference between the format of an informal and an informal letter. Formal letter has got a sender's address. Informal letter has also got sender's address. Formal letter and informal letter both have got dates after the sender's address. In the formal letter, after date we write the receiver's address, as well as after receiver's address we write the subject, which is not there in the informal letter. We do not write receiver's address, nor do we mention the subject in the informal letter. Okay, after subject in the formal letter we use the salutation. Salutation is common in both formal letter as well as an informal letter. Only difference is how we are addressing that person. When it is formal letter, we will write dear sir or ma'am, and when it is informal letter, we have multiple choices like dear friend or dear cousin or my dear, and then the name of the person. Okay, then after salutation, remember when you are writing the salutation, it will always be followed by a comma in both the cases, informal letter as well as informal letter. When you are writing dear sir or ma'am, you have to put a comma after that. Similarly here also, dear, the name of the person, then you have to put a comma after that. Okay, and then immediately, without leaving any line, you will start writing your letter, which will be divided into 2 or 3 parts: opening line, the middle paragraph, the closing line. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. And then Once your body of letter is done, then you will write the subscription. In the formal letter, in subscription part, you will write yours faithfully. Then you will write your complete name. That means your name, first name and your last name, followed by your signature with your date on which it is written. Okay. But when you are writing the informal letter, once your letter is complete, in the subscription part, you can use one of these options: your loving and then the name or relation of that person, and yours lovingly or yours affectionately. And after writing that, you will write your name in the next line, and that's it. So that is the difference between the format of formal and informal letter. Okay. Now you'll have to remember this format, and then you'll follow this format when you'll be trying the letters that are given in your assignment.